We know that domain expansion is the pinnacle of every Jujutsu sorcerer, but among all the 12 known domains, which one is the strongest? So, here's the top 5 most powerful domains. We will start with Hikari's Idle Death Gamble. It is basically a pachinko-themed technique that creates a gambling game within the domain. When activated, it traps opponents both physically and psychologically, making it resistant to being overridden by another's domain. The domain's strength lies in its ability to manipulate probability, allowing Hikari to hit a jackpot and gain a temporary bonus of unlimited cursed energy, making him virtually unkillable and incredibly overpowered for a set time. This unlimited cursed energy also enables him to consistently perform domain expansion, unlike most sorcerers who can only do it once a day. However, the domain's weakness lies completely in luck, which means that without hitting the jackpot, Idle Death Gamble would be one of the weakest domain expansions in the series. Moving on to number 4 in this list, we have Mahito's domain, Self-Embodiment of Perfection. The first time we see this domain is during the battle between Mahito, Yuji, and Nanami. As we see, this domain allows Mahito to create a large black environment by forming hand seals with tiny hands inside his mouth. Within this domain, he can manipulate the souls of anyone caught inside, making it an almost guaranteed victory for him. The strength of this domain lies in its ability to control and attack the souls of its targets, giving Mahito a significant advantage in battle. However, a major weakness of this ability is that the domain's effectiveness is reduced when facing opponents with stronger souls than him, as seen when he was forced to touch Sukuna's soul. But this is not the case after Mahito learned from Gojo how to use the 0.2 seconds domain. When Mahito activated his domain expansion for 0.2 seconds, he was able to effectively damage Todo without touching Sukuna's soul. Overall, Self-Embodiment of Perfection is a formidable domain that showcases Mahito's strength and the unique dynamics of combat. On the top 3 list of the most powerful domains is Kenjaku's Womb Profusion. Despite not having much information about this domain, and the fact that Kenjaku hasn't fully demonstrated the power of his domain expansion, the little he has revealed has already made it one of Jujutsu Kaisen's scariest domain expansions. This domain takes the form of a giant pillar of cursed spirits, capable of blasting a target into oblivion with its sure hit effect. It is a barrierless domain that manifests in the real world and affects everyone within a certain area. Its activation alone was able to whittle down the walls of Yuki's domain, leaving her susceptible to Kenjaku's attacks. We have now narrowed it down to our final 2 strongest domains in the entire Jujutsu Kaisen history, with the second spot going to none other than the blue-eyed devil himself, Gojo Satoru, and his domain, Unlimited Void.
領域展開無料空所
When this domain is activated, it brings the user and their target inside the Limitless itself, a vast void of infinite knowledge. It works by flooding the opponent's mind with boundless raw information, overwhelming their senses, and leaving them incapacitated. The strength of Unlimited Void lies in its ability to overpower opponents effortlessly, as seen when Gojo used it against Jogo, leaving him completely incapacitated. However, it's worth noting that Jogo, a special grade cursed spirit, survived the attack, indicating that it may not be lethal to non-humans. The weakness of this domain is not explicitly stated, but after the clash between Sukuna and Gojo as they unleashed their domain expansions, Sukuna was able to win this clash because Sukuna's domain reaches beyond the barrier of Gojo's, and we know that any barrier of any domains is weak against attacks from the outside. And that's exactly why Sukuna's domain deserves to be in the number 1 spot.
領域展開福間水氏
Sukuna's Malevolent Shrine, also known as Malevolent Kitchen, is the highly potent domain expansion in Jujutsu Kaisen. This domain is unique in that it manifests in the physical realm, exuding a menacing and imposing aura on its victims, unlike the usual domain expansions that transfer the target to a different space. The Malevolent Shrine is a demonic Buddhist shrine adorned with various symbols, and its curse technique allows Sukuna to cleave and dismantle any living or non-living entity within its range. The effective range of Sukuna's Malevolent Shrine is larger than normal, with a radius of nearly 200 meters, making it more powerful than a regular domain expansion.